Hey everyone, this is Nicholas Montgomery, your game master for the day. Here we are partnered with Misfits of the Empire, partnered with Characters Cafe, Nerds Cradle, and Star Wars Legends of the Galaxy. Everyone say hi!
Hello.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
So we're going to go around the table here, and everyone can introduce themselves and their characters. Starting in the top, we got Seth. Tell us about your character and yourself.
I'm just a big old nerd. I like Star Wars and video games, and that's an anime. That's the other thing. I was like, there's something else I like. Something. My character is a badass. She doesn't take shit from anybody, and she's probably gonna make a lot of people angry and get the group into a lot of trouble.
Perfect. And then Rathka. Tell us about Rathka, Tabitha.
Rathka is a street rat who's from the planet of which we were currently on. And she's just been kind of stealing and surviving and like working for whoever she needs to get by. She has a little bit of an affinity for shiny things. So usually on jobs, she'll ask for a little extra shiny thing as a token.
And Littlewood. Tell us about him, Morgan.
Littlewood is a very tiny little fella. He's got a big old head, small little body, big glowy purple eyes, poor vision, rusty robotic arms, and he's a pest control guy. And he lives off eating people, requires a lot of gluten on his diet, and is usually inebriated because beer both has gluten and alcohol, and his very existence is pain because his body is just completely fucked.
All right, then Throckmortoon.
Throckmortoon is, of course, he's a secret Jedi master, hiding out in this delightful place. What the hell's the name of the place? He hit his head recently, so he's a little. It's name's the thing. He's been here for a long time. His ship crashed here.
Barton's Landing.
Yes, Barton's Landing. That's it. Barton's Landing. He's here hiding in plain sight, as it were, and he's clearly from the same village as Obi-Wan because they shared dialects, though not a contemporary of his.
And then last but not least, Crystal, tell us about Epchurch.
Let's hear it from App Church.
Crystal, can you hear us?
Crystal?
Church is an Ewok who was taken from his native land of Endor, and I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you,
Yes.
Crystal.
Can you hear me?
I think you're just lagging a little bit.
Can anyone hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear you.
I can hear you guys.
I can hear you.
Excellent. All right. And as everyone had mentioned,
you can hear me now? Oh,
yep, we
Yeah,
are
I
on the
can tell you
planet of
that.
Lamared in the city of Barton's Landing.
sorry.
Barton's Landing.
And here's a great image of Barton's Landing. We're showing everyone on Twitch. Barton's Landing is a old droid control ship, a transport of the Trade Federation that during the Clone Wars crash landed on Lamarid and was moved by a person by the name of Barton and put on the side of a continent to act as a starport for a mining operation that his family did run. And the mining operation has, over the years, kind of become less important, and more important has become this exotic fishing on Barton's Landing. And that's been the, the kind of location we find ourselves in. Where we last left off, our heroes were just assigned, or were trying to join a criminal organization run by a Hutt here on Barton's Landing. They approached one of the underlings of the hut about working for him, and he gave our players a mission. The mission was to go out and hunt down the Menahoons. Menahoons are the native species of Lamared, and they caused lots of problems here with the people of Barton's Landing. They're a tribal people who don't feel Barton or any of the people in this starport belong on their home planet. And that is kind of where we are starting right now with this scenario. So
Beautiful.
So tell us, everyone. So where we last left off, the group was kind of split in two different locations. Rathka and Throckmortoon were together getting the mission from Rathka's contact, while Apchurich, Seth, and Littlewood were elsewhere in the city, unaware of the mission. So what is everyone wanting? What is their characters doing? You guys, like I said, Rathka and Throckmortoon, you guys are in Barton's Landing at kind of this lair of one of the contacts of the crime boss that you're currently working for.
Well, Apchurch and I were trying to reconnect with Rathka because she'd mentioned the hut. And we're like,
Yep.
Well, at least I was interested. And so my first thought was, well, people like that probably hang out in cantinas or the similar type of place. So that was going to be my first thought, is going there to either find her or ask about her whereabouts if someone had seen her.
All right. Well, why don't you give me a streetwise check then, Seth, so you could try to locate Rathka, and you can get a boost die of assistance because Crystal is there helping you, as is Littlewood, following you around and trying to help you.
Oh, that's right.
Locate the other two.
You have assistance.
Hey!
I would assume Littlewood and Apchurch are actually being helpful.
We're so little. It's a thing. One's drawing, one's
Gonna say, I think they're just drawing attention. I don't know how cool they're being.
So with the 3 successes, you did go ahead and succeed, and just as Rathka and Throckmortoon are leaving the establishment with their mission to track down the Menahoon, they see the rest of you walking up to them.
Like, hey, let's go. And that's the sound you're making while I walk up.
Great. So nice. Lovely.
So
you guys made it out of there, I guess.
yeah, thanks for that, by the way. You mentioned the huts. Think you can kind of hook us up?
We want a job.
Yeah, what that one said.
Well, I just got a job.
We.
But I don't plan on, I don't plan on doing this with any of you guys. It's my job. I earned the position. Once I get in with them, I might be able to find you guys some like low-level jobs or whatever. But I mean,
The Lone Ranger type.
So the rest of you, if you want to try and convince her, you can attempt to do a negotiation check to try and negotiate with her to let you in on her job. I assume Tabitha really doesn't want you guys on her job, so we're going to add setback to that, just because you basically need to convince somebody who doesn't really want you there on the job.
And how many setback?
It's going to be 2 setback, but remember, I'm going to go ahead and add the difficulty dice for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So to convince Rathka, it's going to be opposed by Rathka's negotiation. Rathka, you don't need to actually roll. Your negotiation skill becomes their difficulty dice. Okay? So that means you guys are making a hard difficulty check. And it's going to have 2 setbacks. So go ahead and roll your dice. everyone else to try and convince Ravka, or at least someone in the party to try and convince Ravka.
I'm really great at talking.
All right.
You're gonna need help.
So
You
App
can't be much worse than me, to be real.
So App Church tries to convince Ravka with 3 threat. She succeeds in convincing Ravka. However, with 3 threat, it's not going to be in very good terms. So Ravka, what are your terms?
Oh.
Like, they have to pay you to get in on the job?
I distract people for you.
They don't do anything that I don't approve of. If we're gonna do this job together, it's gonna be on my terms.
Do I look like somebody who'd want to go against you?
I'm not talking to you.
She's talking to you, little one.
Why would she say such a thing to me?
No, why would she? She'd never say it to me. I'm very
Maybe I can impress her with.
So do you want to know what the mission is, or what?
Yes.
I don't actually really care what it is. I just want to get in there, and I know I can do anything that you ask me to do to impress them.
We need 3
Anytime now.
static bodies.
Done.
so cool. You're so cool.
Yep, she needs to capture 3 of the Menahun. Which, like I said, Menahuns are definitely people that many people fear within the actual city of Barton's Landing.
Except there's no one.
Do we all have knowledge of this, like the Menahuns?
You guys, everyone who's from this
I have
location
some.
has knowledge of the Menahuns. Apchurich, you just arrived here, if you remember.
Yeah.
You probably have never heard of the Menahun. If you want to give me a genealogy check, I will let you see if you've ever heard of the Menahun. I will give you a boost die because you are with a bunch of people who have. So go ahead and roll your genealogy check.
Doing it right now. Right now.
You have never, ever heard of the Menahun. Now, you have 6 advantage, which means everyone is sitting there and describing it in great detail. So when you see one, you know you've seen one.
Okay.
But otherwise, you've never, ever heard of that. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your advantage?
Can I save it for Can I save it?
No, it'd be some kind of a story effect right now, or maybe you get an idea of something that might be helpful in your hunt of Menahuns as a expert Ewok hunter.
Yes, I would like that as an advantage. I would like to be able to have a leg up on the tracking thingy.
The tracking? All right.
On the hunting.
Will you explain to everyone? So your Ewok explains to everyone that your character is very knowledgeable as a tribal species of your own and as hunters, so you might know how they think, act, and feel. So I will give you boost dice when tracking the Menahun.
Wow, I'm useful. I promise I'm useful.
Everything.
Cool.
So to do this, you guys are going to have to leave Barton's Landing and head out into the forests beyond, in the jungle beyond Barton's Landing. So if you want to equip yourselves with any gear or supplies before you actually decide to go out on the hunt, now would be the time.
What do I have?
I pretty much travel with everything I own, so.
That's
Are we
fine.
going to
It's
need
more
a
if you want to
vehicle?
acquire anything new.
Do we need a vehicle? Should we take one of those vehicles? Is there a vehicle around? I'd like to know what's around us. What can we use?
So basically, like I said, you are in a starport. There are speeders and swoop bikes and things like that that people do have in the area. So you can acquire a vehicle if you need one.
When we say acquire, who wants to take something?
I have a question. So the light, you said in the Destiny pool, the light, we can use that for some.
Yes, you can use it to like insert a fact into the story, to like gain a mundane item that you didn't have before. You can use it to do things like you know,
Who wants to take
upgrade a skill that you didn't have previously, etc.
I have a question. So the light, you said in the Destiny pool, the light, we can use that for some.
Yes, you can use it to like insert.
Anybody see anything around us that we should take to hunt these thingamabobbies?
It's more just a matter if you guys want to acquire any gear, weapons, survival, tracking, life form scanners, traps.
Do I have any weapons?
Yeah, your character does have weapons on their character sheet. Your character, let me pull up your character sheet here, and I can tell you what you have. So that's right. It's on your character sheet online there. So I just have to pull up a character so I can actually tell you where it displays. Under item inventory and combat tabs on your character sheet, you will see your different skills and weapons and gear. So Rathka has a HL-27 light blaster pistol.
Light blasters.
Yep.
Is that, do I have all the ammunition I need for that?
Yes, you do.
Oh, fuck.
And that gives you 2 boost die when using it because it has a laser sight as well. Otherwise, you can punch people.
That would fall under ranged light, correct?
Correct. That would be ranged light because it's a pistol.
Great.
Your character also has a shadow suit, and your shadow suit has a boot blade hidden inside of it that nobody knows about.
We can do now.
I like that.
I am going to look.
So at the top of my character sheet, I see vehicle sheet, group sheet.
Yep. So when you go
Companion sheet.
down, you'll see character info, skills, combat, item inventory, critical injuries, and notes. It'll be underneath your wound and strain threshold area, right above the skills.
Oh, combat skills.
Yep. You'll see combat and item inventory. And when you select combat, you will see your weapon, and there'll be a dice roller right in the middle of your weapon where you can click to roll the actual attack with that specific weapon and any benefits like the 2 boost dice that weapon automatically gives you.
Yeah. I don't see. Yeah, I'm not making a lot of sense of it. I mean, I see weapons, but then it doesn't have anything under it.
You see where there's a little arrow that you can expand them?
Yeah, but it doesn't show anything.
You don't see the HL-27?
Okay, now it did. I redid it.
Yep.
I think. Is that it? Okay, I think that's it.
Perfect. It could be because we're both in it and clicking. Like yours.
So. Maybe. Yeah, because it keeps changing.
Yeah,
okay.
That's because we were both in it. I'm closing out your character sheet now.
No worries. No worries. Got it. Okay. I understand where it is, though. So.
All right.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, like I said, you guys need to hunt the Menahoon.
Great. Oh, wait. It just kicked me out.
Kicked you out of your character sheet?
No, out of the game.
Oh, well, just rejoin the game. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
It's
Just
probably my fault because I went ahead and just
it's all
closed
your
character
fault.
sheet, and I probably kicked you out when I did that. My bad.
So can I add like to my range light or add like melee or brawl or something before we go out?
As far as training?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can choose to, instead of going on the mission right away, do a side mission to try and gain experience so you can train in those skills you won't need for the primary mission.
Oh.
Seems like it might be useful.
Yeah, so
Like,
you
do
guys
we want to
could...
go? Like, do we want to go on a side mission to steal a speeder to get out to like, I mean, we need like a boat or a speeder or something, right? Because it's like water.
Well,
mostly.
it's a water world, but these guys live in the jungle and the forest beyond, so you don't need to go over the water to get there. You need to go into the forest.
We
And
need a speeder.
A speeder might be helpful.
a speeder might be helpful, yeah, to
need-
get you guys quick in, quick out in the event of a problem. The only challenge to a speeder is you are driving into a forest, which means there's no roads or anything in the forest, so you're gonna be slow moving through the forest.
We can leave it at the edge of the forest as a quick getaway. Trust me. We need to get away, and we need to do it fast. And I need weapons.
You can also, if you
Well,
get a
we also
speeder,
have to carry 3 bodies back from the woods, and I'm just thinking like having some help might not suck.
the other
No.
option is if you actually get a speeder with a high enough flight ceiling, you could fly over the treetops and try to just lower yourself down in and then up and out. That way
That's
you
a
don't
good
have to
idea.
deal with the trees so much as a obstacle when piloting.
What do you think, gang? Should we go for a speeder or some sort of like on-planet flight vehicle?
Yes.
Yes.
I think the flight vehicle seems
And
like a
weapons.
more practical choice.
If you do chop off a, say, pinky toe of a corpse, I can maybe carry that, but I can't carry much more.
I can carry a lot.
So Throck,
We'll find out how much.
as a Jedi Master, when you're hearing people talking about just killing these innocent life forms, it does kind of give you a twist in your stomach of potential the dark side.
Yes, it does.
So just letting you know, you get this feeling which could result in conflict on your character, depending on how you guys go about your attacks and such.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so if you guys want to go and try and acquire a speeder, you can either try to rent one or, like you mentioned before, steal one.
Steal. Or borrow for briefly. A while.
Maybe we should,
Forever.
acquire it legally.
And
Do you have any
ethically,
money?
we could pay for it.
Who
We
has
could
money?
negotiate.
Who has credits?
Do I? How many credits do I have? 25. I don't think I can get a speeder for that.
Well, do we want a speeder or do we want a ship?
A ship.
Ship.
A ship just good enough to get us over the treetops.
Yes, well,
Yes.
speeders can have flight ceilings. Some of them are only 2 meters. Some might have a 30-meter flight ceiling. So
Well, how tall are the trees?
the trees, I would say, are a good 4 or 5 meters.
Okay,
So,
so as long
I
as
suppose
they
there's
can.
some that might be taller. I mean, the highest tree in the forest would probably be a good 10 meters.
So if it cleared 10 or 12 meters, we'd be fine.
Right, exactly.
This is sounding expensive.
I need weapons. I need tracking stuff.
What about you,
I need money.
Handcuff? How much money you got?
Handcuffs is your new name.
Sounds
Uh,
stupid.
I repeat.
I don't
I don't know.
how much money I have. Is there a place I can find that on here, or?
I believe it's under your item inventory.
Okay, 1 second. Sorry.
No money.
I don't appear to have anything.
Same with me.
You know,
there,
he's a Jedi. He's poor. He's
So, maybe we can charm it our way into a flying machine.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to try.
Still, you call it what you want. It sounds like we need to go get one.
Still sounds illegal to me, but it makes you feel better, dude.
How much are these things that we want to acquire?
sure. A typical speeder you could probably rent for 100 credits a day.
A day.
Yeah,
Can I
How many
stay
days?
on
How many days is it going to take us?
a day.
forever?
Yeah, it'd only take you a few hours there and back, unless you run into some kind of trouble.
Can I want to stand up on top of a box and give a speech.
All right. So you stand up on a box, Crystal, and you're going to do a leadership check to give a speech to your party.
Oh, wow, this-
But what you say matters, so go ahead and let's hear your speech first.
Oh,
I am surrounded by the baddest asses and you and we need a vehicle. And you guys are talking about buying one? You guys are intimidating and beautiful and scary. And you talk a lot and you drink a lot and we should steal one. It would make the most sense. We should do it. I believe in us. We are amazing. And I think the more we talk about buying one, the chances of buying one passes.
All right, so Crystal, I'm going to give you 2 boosts for your speech.
But thank you. Thank
But I'm
you.
also going to give you
Oh.
1
But it was
setback.
really just.
Well deserved.
I'm also going to give you
Very
1
well
setback,
deserved.
Crystal, because your character
What?
is also saying this in the middle of a public street.
Yeah. Like a badass.
And go ahead and
Like
make your
a
leadership check, Crystal.
Okay, leadership. Watch me make a leadership check.
Discipline.
Can I roll charm or cool to see if I can sneak off while this thing's talking and rent us a speeder for 100 credits?
Yeah, you can make a stealth check during that.
Wow.
Cool.
So let's make Crystal make her check first.
Okay, yeah. It took me to something else. Hold on. Sorry, I was in something and now I'm in something. Oh, I'm really doing really well right now, people. Okay, no, that's not where I wanted to go. Why can't I find it? Character sheet.
Not yet, Rathka, because I have the dice pool set to Crystal. So
Okay,
Sorry.
but remind me, how did I get into character sheet? That's where I am. Oh, sorry, just kidding. I know what I'm doing in life. No, I don't know what I'm doing in life. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, leadership. Here I go. Ready. Oh, yeah, well, that's a fun one.
you succeed with 2 advantage
Yes!
to
We're
go ahead
stealing
and
stuff!
inspire everybody to follow you.
Yes!
So
Okay.
much so, Crystal, that some random guy on the side that was on the side of the road walks up and is listening and is like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Yeah!
Great.
Crazy drunk guy over there.
And you
It's on
basically
my
just
side.
have some rando who's decided to join your party.
Can
Oh,
we use
no.
them as bait?
And while
Use
this
them
is
as bait?
happening, Rathka, go ahead and give
Can
me
we eat
your
them?
stealth check.
Oh,
And I want to make sure Rathka doesn't have any dice turned on in her pool, because it looks like she was already had extra difficulty in there that I didn't put in. But go ahead and try rolling it. All right. Yep. Rathka, you managed to go ahead and stealth away. No problem.
She's doing the adult child thing of like they all went out to dinner and she's like, "Nah, Dad, I got it." And Dad's like, "No." And then she just goes off and pays the bill, slides the credit card to the waiter.
huh.
So, yeah. So after this rousing speech, you hear a speeder pull right up to the party. And you see your Rathka, the Twi'lek, just sitting in it.
Get in the easier. We're going murdering.
I'm gonna try to climb up in it. Like, my
All right.
bear.
You see the Ewok jumping up, grabbing the side, their legs twiddling in the air as they pull themselves over into the vehicle itself. Are you in shotgun, Crystal, or are you in the back?
I'm in shotgun. I got leadership on this thing.
Oh,
The Ewok is in the bigger seat, leaving the rest of you to crowd into the small seats.
well, I'm little, so I don't need much room.
That's a great visual.
But can you please leave a seat for my head?
I'm
It-
very tall.
Sit in the back. Sit in the back. Oh,
hard to
you're
fit.
so amazing.
Frock, may I sit on your lap?
I think that may be what we have to do.
I
yes.
think it's what we have to do.
What happened to the
It
guy
could go
who's
the other way
following-
around.
Oh, you have a very comfortable lap too, Frock.
Years of training.
Where's the guy that was following us?
Oh, he's trying to crawl in the vehicle, too. He's the last one to crawl in, so
I just-
Rathka can just make a piloting check to just drive
Yeah.
away. But
Can I
Seth,
just
what are you
take
doing?
off? Can I just take off?
Can
without
you
it?
even
Well,
have
hang on.
anything
Seth
to
was
eat?
raising her hand like she wanted to say something.
I
Oh,
was just gonna
What's that,
say,
Seth?
if he's climbing up, I'm gonna put my hand up on his face and be like, "No, buddy, no."
You can grab his pockets.
He sits there and he looks disappointed as the vehicle, zoom, flies away. So right now, you guys are inside of Barton's Landing itself. And you can either fly up and out of the roof, or you could try to fly until you get to one of the big doors and fly right out over the sea. So how would you like to get out?
Pilot.
But what it means, do you want to fly up through the ceiling or just down the road and find a street out?
It's up to pilot.
I'd like to not be seen as much as possible with these guys, so I'll just go straight up and out.
All right.
All
So
right.
give me a piloting planetary check.
Love our steam.
Now, Rathka, you actually have 2 purple die turned on in your dice pool. Do you see that when you scroll to the top? Because I see you're rolling extra purple die.
I have what in my die pool?
In the dice pool for your character, I think there's extra purple dice that are appearing there. So
How do I change that? Or I don't get.
Sure.
I
I'll
see
turn
that
it
there's
off.
a purple triangle and then there's a 2, but
Yep.
I don't know.
Get rid of the 2.
Get rid of it. Make
Yep.
it a 0.
Exactly.
Got it.
Get rid of it entirely.
Make it a 0. There we go. Now
Make it
it's
a 0.
-2.
All right, now go ahead and roll again.
Mark it 0. Mark it
Okay.
fucking 0.
Planetary intergalactic.
There she goes, much better. She goes ahead and just all of a sudden just rockets the vehicle forward, and it just goes flying straight up, throwing everyone back in their seat. As you guys are seeing, like the girders from the ceiling of the spaceport, where there's a hole in the ship, and she more or less just zips back and forth aside and flies right through the hole, narrowly taking Littlewood's head off.
Oh my goodness. That's the biggest part of me.
But
Sorry,
she
little
manages
guy.
to go ahead and get out, and you guys are up in the sky above Barton's Landing. From this area, you guys get a great view where in the actual starport's like a ring with the ball in the center. Over to one side, you see like a small landing pad. You see some boats out in the distance. The speeder turns, and you can actually see the mountain directly behind Barton's Landing, where a Bomar monk temple is actually up on the side of the mountain. You see several worker vehicles headed out towards the mountain on the far side where the mines are. And then you see the forest beyond the mountain where you are headed to try and hunt your Menahoons.
Hello.
So yeah, so the speeder just is flying through the air. Your hair, Littlewood's hair is just like puffing everywhere. Little strands of hair are flying off his head. And as you guys are traveling, there's a lot of wind being, caught with Littlewood's giant head. So he is definitely feeling the open top speeder as you guys are flying through the skies. So as you're flying through the skies, how do you plan on tracking where Menahoons are in the forest below? Because all you're seeing is a canopy of leaves. Does anyone have a sensor equipment at all, or
Didn't get this.
or Throckmorton can maybe try to use the Force?
Well, I was thinking we would go down and land and see what the situation is like in the forest, and then once we know where they are, we can go up and then back down. To their
Perfect.
position.
I think this is a great plan.
All right. So yeah, so you guys are flying then overhead, and above the canopy, kind of looking around for a good place where you can kind of just fly in through the canopy. And it's just a simple maneuver as you lower yourself in the canopy. I don't think you're going to be doing it with any crazy flying. You just start lowering the ship down. Branches start to kind of wafe around you from the repulsors in the ship. Or the speeder's engines. As you start to break, you hear some cracking of some branches below you, and you are starting to enter into the canopy itself.
Into the canopy.
Can I grab some branches to make a slingshot?
Sure. Give me a coordination check as you reach over the side, but we're going to upgrade it with a red die.
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Go for it. So, Crystal, go ahead and give me a coordination check. All right.
Oh, did I?
Crystal, you lean over the side, grab onto the branch, and the speeder lowers below you. You are now hanging from the branch.
Did she break her arms? What?
She is
Like,
floating in the air, holding onto a branch as the speeder
Oh.
lowers below her.
Can I-
And guys, since Tabitha took a quick break, let's all go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break, all right?
Hey.
Hey, Melby. Or,
All right, we are back on.
you strike that.
All right, guys. So the speeder starts lowering below the canopy. The Ewok Apturich grabs onto a branch and gets lifted out of the speeder as it lowers, leaving her hanging on the branches in the air above. Apturich, do you want to try to jump back into the vehicle, or are you just gonna stay and try and climb
Maybe
down?
just leave them there.
Yeah, you're lowering as she just grabs on a branch and then suddenly is in the air above.
I know you love me. You're gonna miss me. I'm safe. Don't worry. I'm fine. I know how to climb
It's
down.
all lies.
You love me. I know. I'm climbing down. Like trying to whoop my leg over. And because it's so small and I have questionable abdomen muscles, I'm like, oof.
All right, so what are you doing, Crystal?
Do I have to do? I would like to do an athletics check. So I
Oh,
can
okay.
climb
So
down.
yeah, so if you're gonna jump back into the speeder, go ahead and give me an athletics check to jump
No.
back in.
I don't want to jump back in. I want to climb down the tree.
Okay.
What does it do with climbing?
Well, then go ahead and just give me a athletics check to climb the tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb down that tree. This tree. Don't worry about me, people. I'm fine. I'm okay.
All right. Yep, you are just climbing the
You
tree,
stop climbing so
keeping
much.
pace with the ship as it is lowering down into the canopy itself.
Out of sight.
And eventually you guys reach the surface level of the forest itself, where there's like a thick, it's a very humid location. There's a lot of like ferns, and you're hearing all kinds of just creatures and chirps and birds and.
Would you
know,
call it a fern gully?
Yes, a fern gully. But it is full of all kinds of wildlife. You can just hear it all in the distance and around you, that kind of a thing. And it is rather dark in this area because of the canopy above you, adding one setback to any like checks in the distance to try and find things. And it's thick enough to where there's a second setback where something could be right next to you and you wouldn't even notice it.
Awesome. That sounds like a great place to hang out.
Yep. She says that as she slaps a mosquito-like creature that's buzzing in her face.
I think she was being sarcastic.
I'm gonna catch them and try to eat them. This is a great place. Let's go find and hunt some stuff.
Yeah, at church, this really makes you feel at home, this location.
I like it. Oh, look at that. That's desserts.
Do I know what that thing is?
What a Menahoon is? Or what the Ewok is?
No, it's Ewok is.
No one has a clue what the Ewok is. Some kind of an alien race.
I'm a big squishy teddy bear puppy dog.
For all you know, it's a service animal.
I'm there for it.
And the other orange thing, I don't know what that is either, do I?
You've probably seen Littlewood species before. All the species are known species of the galaxy, with the exception of the Ewok, just because Endor is largely unexplored at this point. So you would have recognized the other species.
I'm a puppy. I'm like sniffing around.
So give me a survival check, Crystal, if you're sniffing around trying to locate or track any evidence of one of these Menahoons.
Survival.
All right. Yeah, right away after church, you immediately you could smell and you find tracks, evidence of like branches and leaves that have been knocked over, showing that there's some kind of a game trail through here that maybe you think could be related to Menahoons, or maybe a creature that the Menahoons hunt.
I'm doing a Scooby-Doo thing right now. Like, yeah, I got something, guys. I'm telling you.
So the Ewok is sitting in a branch above you guys, saying it's found something in the branches.
I got something. Follow this way. Can they see? I'm pointing.
Yep, and then the Ewok just starts running into the forest.
I'll follow.
Not telling you to follow.
Where your bounties
So you guys are
is.
hopping out of the vehicle at this point, or trying to drive the vehicle through the dense forest?
I'm gonna try and like conceal the vehicle a little bit so that like and maybe make a note of like where we are so we can come back to it.
All right. If
I think
someone leaves a
from-
comm link inside the vehicle, you can always track somebody through their comm signal if you want to use that as like a tracker to locate your vehicle in the future. But that means somebody goes without a comm link.
Oh fuck.
I'm already way ahead, so.
And I already run off after.
All right, so Seth and Apchurch are already taking off. Rathka is breaking branches and trying to hide the vehicle. What's Throck and Littlewood doing? Littlewood, you are a expert of extermination, and there are creatures all over the place here. Things that usually come from this forest inhabit Barton's Landing that you have to exterminate.
Well, I would like to try to exterminate some of these little pests.
All right. You see like one of these little rodent-like creatures on a nearby branch just looking at you curiously. Its head just bopping to the side as it's kind of just eyeing at you. Go ahead and take an attack.
Okay, shall I roll stealth?
Yeah, if you want to sneak up on it.
I would like to do that.
All right. And yeah, you successfully stealth up on the creature.
I've stealthed up on him.
And what kind of an attack do you want to do? Do you want to like literally catch it in your hand? Do you want to shoot it? Do you want to knock it with a...
I would like to spit on it.
All right. Make a ranged light check of spit against, let me...
Okay.
Go ahead and just see if you can spit on
Ranged
this thing.
light. So, use light side, correct?
Range light. If you want to upgrade,
Range.
you can use the light side, yeah.
I would like to do that.
All right. Now go ahead and roll your ranged light skill.
Okay.
It's in the bottom of combat skills.
Bottom of combat. Range light. Roll.
And you spit at the creature. You miss it.
Fuck.
It looks at you, and it more or
Oh,
less
dear.
starts running away.
Oh dear! Oh, I
Right.
hope it's not a hive mind species. If so, they're alerting the others to our presence. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, gang. I've let us down. Oh no.
And Throck, you're just sitting in the vehicle right now watching this. What are you doing?
I'm observing. I have to keep my my Jedi awesomeness hidden, as it were, and I want to see what everyone else is doing before I, make any specific move. But I am going to leave my comm link in the vehicle because we're going to need to find it, and we could lose it. She's doing a very good job of hiding it, so I'm definitely going to leave that behind.
All right. Perfect. So, all right. So, Seth and Apchurich, you guys are kind of rushing off into the forest ahead of everybody. Apchurich, give me a survival check to try and track these things again.
Watch me do a survival check.
I'm watching.
All right. And yeah, you are tracking the creatures through the forest, and you kind of get to an area where you're starting to kind of climb up, and you actually are hearing activity ahead of you. With your 2 advantage, you actually see what that activity is as you are approaching a creature.
Can I identify what creature it is?
It looks like it's some kind of an octopus crawling through the trees, an aboriginal octopi.
Do I feel threatened?
Yeah, this thing looks like it could be hostile to you.
And it's not what I'm looking for.
It is not what you're looking for.
Ah!
But it might be prey for something, or bait if you want to
It
set
could
a
be
trap.
delicious also.
It could be
Present
delicious.
for you! Zeph, I have a present for you! I'm gonna shake it!
All right, you start shouting, and this thing attacks you. Initiative.
Initiative, I can do that. Watch me.
So give me a cool check, Crystal, And Seth, give me a vigilance. Everyone else, give me a vigilance skill check.
He's so pretty.
Okay.
That was like
Ooh.
Everyone else give you a what now?
A vigilance skill check.
Oh.
Vigilance.
Vigilance.
Actually, so under combat, guys, when you're actually going into the combat section, you're going to see there's a spot for your vigilance initiative. Do you guys see that?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that basically is going to show you or allow us to track the actual initiative of the party instead of just rolling it as a skill check.
So should I roll it again?
Yeah, go and re-roll it.
I don't see what you're talking about. Sorry.
There's another
Under
tab.
combat skills tab, you'll see it'll have cool or vigilance initiative.
Seek.
So there's character info, skills, and combat are like the little red buttons.
Yeah, they're like little tab buttons.
Oh, wait. Where? I'm looking at where my skills are, and I'm looking
It's
at my
right
combat
above your
stuff.
skills and your characteristics. You'll see tabs. It'll say skill. It'll say
Like right under where your soak is.
yep.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so it's character info, skills, combat, that list.
Exactly.
Yeah, so click
Yep.
Combat.
So click combat. Okay.
And then we're supposed to hit the vigilance one.
Correct. Yep.
Got it.
All right. Give me 1 second here while I set this creature up. All right. So let me roll for the creature here. And all right. So as far as initiative goes, let's see here. The initiative order. Apologize. So we've got, let's see here. So we've got Seth has got a 2.1, 1.2. All right, so top of the order is a player character slot because Rafka had the best initiative. So who would like to, anyone can use that initiative slot. So who would like to use the top initiative slot in the party?
I'm closest to the thing, right?
Yes, you are.
She's closest.
And you're the most aware, so it'd make most sense, being that you're the one that wanted to initiate the combat.
Michaela, hello.
Okay. Can I take it?
Go ahead.
That makes more sense.
I take it. And how many arms does it have?
So go ahead and, like I said, with your initiative, you get one action and you have one maneuver to do whatever you want with. So you can use it to go ahead and make an attack of some type. It is right now short range from you if you wanted to do a range attack, or you can maneuver right up to it and make a melee attack. You have to tell me what type of attack.
Can I use the melee as a means to just drop? I want to drop it. I want it to fall from the tree.
All right, so give me a ranged attack against the creature. The creature is an adversary 1, so it will go ahead and upgrade. And because it's very stable in the tree, with all of its different tentacles, there's one setback on your ability to knock it out of the tree. So go ahead and roll your attack, your combat check.
I'm doing heavy or light, did you say?
Depends on your weapon. So if you go to your combat tab, you'll see your weapons are there. And you can just select which weapon you're attacking with.
I just want to drop it. I just want it to fall. I'm mostly attacking the branch. Weapons. Wow. I'm unarmed. So with nothing.
With nothing.
So you're going to jump up and melee attack it?
Yeah.
Let me double check and make sure, Crystal. You should have a weapon of some type on your character sheet. Your character has a cryoban rifle, which means you have a ranged heavy rifle that when shooting, it's basically shooting carbonite bullets.
Oh, what? Hello there. Okay, well, since I have that, I'm actually going to try to shoot.
So it'll be a ranged heavy attack.
Okay. Getting back to...
So let me switch it back to a... Yep, so go ahead and take your shot.
Okay.
All right. You fire this weapon, and your cryoban rifle fires like carbonite bolts that go flying out and hitting sections of the tree, and they immediately expand and kind of freeze into like a little ice-like area, but you miss the creature altogether, alerting the creature to your presence. And now the creature suddenly turns and looks straight at you. And its tentacles start reaching out in your direction. Several arms begin coming, trying to grab onto your character and capture your character. So, let's see here. And do you have any range defense, melee defense, anything like that, Crystal? A talent to dodge, anything of that nature?
Yeah, no, I don't have...
I don't think you do, but, you know, I'd ask.
No.
All right, well, the creature immediately just reaches out and grabs onto you tight with one of the tentacles itself, doing 7 damage to your character, which you do have a damage reduction equal to your soak value.
Yeah.
But the creature basically is wrapping its tentacles around you at this point. Next in the initiative order is another player character slot. Who would like to take it?
Me, since I'm right
All right,
behind.
go for it, Seth.
Well, since App Church is getting a little hentai right now, I'm gonna take out my sword and try and dismember the creature of its tentacles.
All right, go for it.
So
Call.
I gotta swap tabs here. I'm all over the place. So in this case, would I just do a weapon attack in this same tab, the combat tab?
Correct, yep.
With my Cortosi sword. And I don't need to change any of the engaged melee damage.
Nope. So you swing at the creature with the weapon, hitting it successfully, and with 2 advantage, does your sword crit on a 2?
I don't believe so. I think it crits on a 3.
On a 3, okay. With 2 advantage, though, you get some kind of a benefit. Like, you can get it to release crystal.
Yeah, definitely would have it release.
All right. And then the base damage of the weapon, plus the number of uncancelled successes, is how much damage you did to this creature.
Base damage is 8.
So you did 9 total damage to the creature as you nail it strong and hard on it. All right.
Yay!
But the creature is definitely still up and still looking pretty mad. What does anyone else want to do? We have another player character slot.
What? Somebody! Get off!
So you guys are hearing a commotion in the distance.
Uh-oh.
And you're hearing Ewok screams, creature roars, you know, like a kind of creature roar. As you're hearing branches breaking, and you're hearing Seth going, ah, with her sword, that kind of a thing, as she's swinging it hard.
Don't hit me with it!
No.
So anyone else going to do anything? Or are you just going to hang out at the vehicle and let them kill the creature?
Well, I think I would go run to see what's going on.
All right. And then, yeah, you rush up with your maneuvers, and you see this octopus-like creature grabbing onto your friends and allies and attacking them.
Would I be familiar with this creature?
You're familiar that, yeah, they do exist. Once in a blue moon, one will actually travel into the rafters of the station and harass different occupants at Barton's Landing. They're
But we
kind of a
don't
nightmare
eat them
creature.
or anything.
What's that?
We don't like eat them or anything.
They can be sometimes used as food, but they're more of a nightmare creature that moms tell their children watch out for, or the creatures will get you in the night. They call them the creepers.
Oh. Republicans.
So So I think let's see, let's look at my combat skills here. I really only have ranged light to my advantage.
Which allows you to shoot it from a distance.
Yeah. But what is my chances of also shooting the little bear thing?
It's right now, because both Seth and the bear are engaged with it. All we do is we upgrade one of the challenge die, or one of the difficulty dice, to a challenge die. And if you roll despair, you might accidentally hit an ally. So it doesn't increase the difficulty, but it increases the chance of a despair is all.
I'm not worried about the rock. I'm worried about the little bear thing.
All right, well, take a shot and find out.
All right, I take a shot. So roll ranged light. Yes.
Roll your ranged light. And despair, she hits the Ewok.
See, if it had been me, we would have been fine.
All right, but that was a heck of a hit. You also triumphantly hit the creature, and with 3 advantage, have enough to critically injure the creature. So the base damage of your weapon is 5, plus the number of uncancelled successes, which give you a total of 9 damage when hitting with the creature. You have 3 advantage, which could be a crit if you want to use that. A triumph, which is some kind of critical success, could be another crit. Maybe you use them to like knock it out of the tree, something. But the despair is, in your firing, you also nick the Ewok.
Yay!
Rude.
So I use my whatever, like my knife boot or whatever, to finish off the creature with my remaining
All right.
points.
So yeah, so you get a free maneuver as you run up and just kind of kick the creature with your knife boot. I'll allow that. And with a second attack, more or less. And total damage for this character on your attack would have been 9, 10, 11, 12 damage to the creature. And it is still alive.
Fuck.
I'm in pain. I can't do anything.
Can I shoot it again?
Next round you can, because you used all your actions right now as you
Right.
shot. However, Crystal, you took 9 damage from a blaster shot as well. But the creature completely fell out of the tree and lands hard on the ground, taking falling damage as well, because of the triumph. So I'm going to give it some falling damage too. But this like octopus-like creature is now lying on the ground.
I'm still up in a tree.
Yep, and you're still up in the tree, Crystal. But you did get hit in the arm.
Handcuffs.
Sorry.
All right,
Well,
player character slot. Who wants it? Littlewood or
I
Throckmorton?
think I'll saunter over and offer my assistance.
So he just...
Oh, now you offer your assistance. Thank you so
Your
much.
hair blowing.
I had to let the children do their best, you know. And I could
You
probably
need to be
stand
the
on the
bigger
side.
man.
You're not that much older than me, and I live longer than you.
That's fine with me. I'm gonna. Oh, let's see. Good Lord. Oh, good God. I'm gonna do a thing involving the Force, since I still don't have, and I can't tell anyone. I can't even use the lightsaber, right? Because even if I had it, nobody could know about it. So,
I have.
Yeah, if you
well,
remember, Rathka kind of is in possession of your lightsaber right now.
The
That's
danger
true.
flashlight. Thank you very much.
the danger flashlight. So, since she has that, and I don't want her to know how valuable it is, can I some sort of, oh good lord, foresee thing on the creature.
You can foresee its future.
Can I like use the force to like subtly like I don't know, fuck with it?
Yeah, you can try to use the force to scare it away if you want by creating negative emotions with it.
Is that the dark side of the force?
Not necessarily, because you are scaring people away with it. You don't have to do it in a way that's just straight up dark side. It depends on how strong you go on it.
All right. So which ones? What?
So for that, if you actually go under your talents section of your character sheet, which is underneath, let's see here, not combat, but underneath your, under force powers, underneath your combat tab, you'll see your different force powers and the different things you can actually do. Okay?
Ah.
So, like, when I'm looking at your character sheet, I can give you some insight here, since you're new to this.
Thank you. I'm a virgin.
All right. So, with your force powers down there, you have influence. So, you can try to use the force to create some kind of emotions to make it, like, peaceful and not threatening to the party. With that, you're going to do a discipline skill check, and you're going to add your force rating to it, which you have a force rating of 3. So let me go ahead and add or create the pool for you, where all you have to do is make a discipline check. So let's check this thing's
Oh, it's your
discipline.
favorite kind.
All right, go ahead and roll your discipline skill.
I heard that word.
Somebody
Discipline,
appreciates
yes,
me.
indeed. 1 second. 1 second. Here we go. Ah, there we are. All right.
All right. So you fail to actually beat this creature. This creature has a stronger mind and will than Throckmortoon.
Oh, well, it must be incredibly strong then. That must be.
Or it just can't really make much sense of your intelligence. And the creature is just there hissing at you. All right, Morgan, what is our exterminator going to do to exterminate the creature?
I would like to. About how big is this creature? Remind me.
This creature is, I would say, the size of like a tiger.
Oh fuck. I assume I'm limited to combat skills then.
Yeah, that would probably be,
Okay.
unless you can find some way to like rig up a trap or something to try and capture this thing in.
Oof. I would like to try that. I would like to. Do we have any long range tranquilizers among the team?
I don't believe
I think
anyone has a
Raptor Valana is a
tranquilizer
long
in their
range.
character sheet.
Thank you.
Well, if someone would like to give me a big mug of beer to down, I will just roll a brawl this motherfucking beast.
I can give you glow rod.
We'll do it live.
All right. Littlewood, you succeed in punching it with despair.
Not the bravest, just the drunkest.
So you see Littlewood come running up, having some kind of like a scream charge, and as he attacks,
Was that loud enough?
Good. Give me one moment here. I want to look up the damage, because Littlewood, it's your brawn, is your base damage or your punch.
Oh, good.
So let's see here. So you managed to... You watch Littlewood with all of his might come running forward, and he punches the creature and does no damage to it.
Well, I haven't got any fucking hands, so would someone like to lend one?
And this creature starts roaring or rearing up, getting bigger and bigger right
I
in
just
front
have little
of him.
clipper things. Oh, help.
Suddenly, Littlewood, as this thing is rearing up right in front of you, like it's about to go ahead and strike, you are suddenly hit by an attack that
Oh.
you did not see coming.
Of what sort?
A spear.
Oh!
Oh shit.
How did it hit me? I'm so tiny. Who threw it?
Well, the spear actually misses you and lands
Oh.
right next to you, narrowly, basically went right through the fur on your head. Luckily, your head is actually smaller than the giant puff of fur.
Oh,
And
yes.
the spear lands right
Oh, good
next to you
heavens.
as you guys realize a squad of menahoons is here hunting you.
They're
Perfect.
here.
Oh, no.
All right. Top of the order, PC slot. Who wants it?
I'm up in a tree, right?
You are still up in the tree, yes. And you're seeing, Crystal, 4 menahoons coming in from different directions, attacking the party with spears and bows.
Is the party aware of what's happening around us, or can I relay what's happening from my view?
They just suddenly saw a giant spear come out of the woods in the brush and land, so they're pretty aware that these things are nearby.
Can I tell the party that there's 4 of them, since I see the exact number?
Yes, you can actually alert everyone with an, out of turn incidental just saying, there's 4 of them, or something.
There's 4 of them! You're surrounded by 4 of them!
So if you want to do a leadership check, you can give boost dice to other characters, or you could make an attack of your own.
No. I'm going to give boost dice to everyone else.
All right, so go ahead and give me a leadership check.
Did that do it?
All right, so Crystal gives everybody a boost die to attack these guys, but also everyone a setback die or the first person a setback die because she doesn't relay the information quite right. She seems to be somewhat confused when she's trying to say, there's one over there, or I mean 2 over there, I mean there's one over here. And she's kind of, not relaying things the best. But,
my little arms can only move so many directions.
and yeah, the menahoons start rushing out and attacking. They're going to start with, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to actually attack Rafka because she is actually the one standing more towards the back. So they're going to go ahead and you see one of them come running out with a spear and is trying to actually spear your character.
Great. So, I would try and shoot it, right?
Yep, but it's not your action yet. It's their action. As you see a spear come flying out, and it actually knocks the blaster out of your hand, having it land somewhere in the actual brush below. All right, PC slot. Who wants it?
I'll take it.
All right, go for it, Seth.
I would just try to attack whichever one was closest to me, the one with the spears, and just forget about this shitty monster.
Perfect. Yeah, you see these guys. One of them is just rushing up on you. He's got a spear, and he looks like he has some kind of a bow-like rifle across his back.
Oh, like a roadcaster, maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna attack him with my sword. And scream a lot about it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't have time to add their difficulty die. So go ahead. I'm just going to roll this, and we'll just figure it out. So
Okay.
you do succeed in hitting them with 3 successes. Okay. But you do take 1 threat, which means you have a strain on your character because you take 1 strain damage because this is stressful. Creatures are coming out. The menahoons are attacking when you guys weren't expecting them. So they're the ones laying the trap, not you.
Okay.
And go ahead and what's the base damage of your weapon?
8.
8. Sorry, so you do 8, 9, 10, 11. As you more or less just slice right through, killing 2 of the Menahoons right there, just slicing them down.
Ah! All right. Dope.
So yeah, and next up is PC slot. Who wants it?
Not me.
Ooh, I'm still up a tree. So can
Oh.
see? Is anyone near? Is one of them near me?
Yeah, there's one right below you.
I jump down
All right, so you just leap out of the forest on top of them, yelling Dengar Ewok.
with a stick in my hand that I grabbed because that's what I was originally trying.
All right, make an attack.
Making an
So if you're attacking with a stick, it's a melee attack.
Here I go. Wah!
What was that?
Oh, I did.
All right, and yeah, you do hit them. What's your brawl or brawn?
Let me go back up. I'm checking. I'm looking at me. My brawn is 2.
2. All right, so you do 4 damage to them, and you actually wound one of the Menahoon that you've just jumped out of the forest and landed right on top of, engaging him. PC slot. Who wants it?
Can I go now?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I try. Is the thing too close to me to try and recover my blaster?
No, not at all. The one that was really close to you, Seth just killed. So, so you can real quickly reach down, grab your blaster out of the branches, and then shoot at one of the other ones in the distance.
Great. So range light roll.
Yep. And because of the forest, I increased the difficulty a little bit, but you do manage to hit the creature, doing 9 damage to it, and you instantly drop a 3rd Menahoon. And yeah, so PC slot. Who wants to go next?
I'm dumb.
Gentlemen.
Without my weapon, I don't really.
You could use the force to pull it off of Rathka's belt.
I'm going to use the force to pull my weapon off of Rathka's belt.
All right. So with that, let me go ahead and roll that for you. And you have enough pips. As the lightsaber, you reach your hand out, and the lightsaber goes flying across right off her belt and right into your hand. And all of you
Dare
see
you.
this object go flying through the air and into his hand and ignite.
That was shiny. I liked it.
And it ignites to a very shiny blade.
Ugh.
Eyebrows go up.
Now that I have my weapon, can I attack this fucker?
No, you cannot, because that was your action.
I thought so. Just had to check.
Yep. All right. And next up is Littlewood. You're all that's left.
Oh no. Okay. I'm here.
And this creature is rearing up right in front of you, and there are
Okay.
people attacking all around you.
Okay. Well, can I perhaps jump up onto a tree branch and try to leap on top of the creature? Is there a tree
Yeah,
close
give
enough?
me an athletics
My
check to try and climb and jump on top of this creature.
I'll give you an athletics check. I'm gonna do that.
Whoop. Sorry, re-roll it because I didn't have quickly enough switch the dice pool. There you go. Yeah, you managed to get up on top of it. Although you take 2 strain damage because your character is, this is very stressful and scary for your guy. But you are now
Look
riding
at your
this
little
creature.
arms.
Exactly.
They hurt greatly.
And now with you on top of the creature is going to go.
Can I shove one of my little stupid rusty metal hook thingies into its eyes? Actually, both, and roll for brawl and see what happens.
You can next round because your action was to climb on top of this thing.
Fuck! I'm just stuck on him now.
You are
Okay.
now just stuck on top of it.
Oh good. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
And the creature goes ahead and grabs onto you and starts carrying you into the actual branches of the tree away with it so it can eat you later.
Oh, fuck.
And yeah, it
This would
ensnares
happen
your
to me.
character and manages to squeeze you really hard, doing 8 damage to your character, and starts pulling you into the branches with it as it's climbing away up into the branches.
Oh, good.
All right, top of the order, player character slot. Anyone can go again.
I'll go again.
Go for it. There's one of the Menahoons left, or the creature making away with Littlewood. The creature getting away with Littlewood. This will be the only chance for you to hit it with a melee attack.
Yeah,
Next
I'm gonna
round,
go
it'll
after
be up
that.
out of your range.
I'm going after the one taking Littlewood because I know Raska's got this
All right,
loser over here.
perfect. So the difficulty for that, let me set it here.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your dice roll.
All right.
And yeah, you nail it good. Doing, you said 8, 9, 10, 11 damage to the creature. Let's see
Get it,
here.
Seth.
You nail it hard, but it is still climbing away with Littlewood.
F, man.
Can I start running towards it?
You are on top of Menahoon, though. If you remember, you can try to get away from the Menahoon, but it's not your action right now, Crystal. The creature is actually, running away with Littlewood, and it is actually, with its tentacle, it's actually starting to squeeze Littlewood as it is, trying to make its escape right now. Littlewood.
Oh,
You
watch!
take 7 more damage
Ah!
as it is climbing higher and higher into the trees with your character. All right, player character slot. Who wants to go?
Now, can I attack something with my lightsaber?
Yes, you may.
Please, for the love of it.
Let's see.
The only thing within your
I would
reach,
like-
though, is the Menahoon. The creature is out of your reach unless you attempt a saber throw, throwing your lightsaber to try and hit it.
Oh, that's tricky.
This is my favorite move in every Star Wars.
But when you do that, you might lose your lightsaber.
That's certainly true. Is anyone close enough to the creature?
I am. I'm on top of it. I'm on top of it. What can I do for you?
I don't know.
No. Because you're being crud.
Right.
Is it?
No one is in range of the creature other than with ranged weapons. So, like, Rathka can shoot it.
I can shoot it.
Yeah, Church can shoot it.
How are my metallic limbs not weapons?
Well, you can punch with them.
You're
So,
very
but-
bad
so-
grenades.
But that's a big risk. Okay.
Healthcare
In-
sucks in the Outer Rim, man.
In the
Besides, you've got
meantime-
Lego hands.
Yes. High risk, very little reward.
So anyway, so with Rock, who are you gonna attack? The last Menahoon, or are you going to try and throw your lightsaber, or you could try to force leap and hit the creature?
I'm going to attack the closest Menahoon because the other people have ranged weapons, and I think that's probably going to be the best bet at this point.
All right, go ahead and make your lightsaber attack.
Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, hey, look, I roll the lightsaber. Yeah, here we go.
All
Did I
right.
do that right?
You swing and miss.
Motherfucker.
And with 3 threat, you cut down a tree that comes falling down nearly on top of your party, forcing everyone to make a coordination check instead of an attack roll.
All right.
So next up, PC. Seth, give me a coordination check to get out of the way of the falling tree.
Oh shit. Sorry.
And that's just in the normal skills.
Correct. Yep, just a normal coordination skill.
I'm effed, dude.
All right. Seth, the creature or the tree comes down, landing on top of your character, and you basically dive out of the way, but take 1 strain damage as you're nearly crushed by this tree.
Okay.
All right. Next up, let's see here. Who hasn't gone yet? Rathka. Get out of the way of the tree. All right. Rathka, you managed to just dive out of the way with a roll. And with 3 advantage, I'll still allow you, when you come out of the roll, to be able to take a shot.
All right. So I take a shot at the fucker with Littlewood.
All right. So let me set the dice pool for the creature.
About fucking time.
All right. Go for it. You hit it. Wow. With triumph. That is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. And with 2 advantage, you can make it drop Littlewood. And with your triumph, you could either crit it or you could let Littlewood land on a branch instead of fall
Oh.
and take falling damage.
Yeah, I'll soften the blow.
All right. So, yeah. So, you hit the creature. Let's see. I said you did 5, 9 damage. All right. All right. So, the creature is hit. It drops Littlewood. Littlewood manages to land on a branch and is up in the tree near the creature, but is perfectly okay and unharmed from the fall. All right. And Thrakmorton. Thrakmortun. Actually, no. Everyone is gone, right?
Yep.
Okay. So in that case, it is the last remaining Menahun who is going to make an attack against Seth's character.
It's try me.
And it hits you, Seth. Doing, let's see here.
Oh, shit.
It spears you. It is Pierce 1, ignoring 1 of your soak, and does 8 damage to you, Seth. As you just got skewered with a spear.
So it ignores 1 of my soak.
Oh,
Yep.
kill him.
But you have,
Kill
I believe,
him.
6 soaks, so
Yeah.
you avoid most of it, but it actually got through your armor and blood dropped and hit a branch nearby.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm so
All right.
mad.
Top of the order, PC slot. Who wants to go?
Me, because I just bled.
All right, Seth. You gonna attack the Menahun, I assume?
Yeah, I want to stand up real straight and just give it the meanest look that I can't replicate and just stab it.
Go for it.
Do you need to set up any dice?
Nope, I'm ready to go. And you swing at it, and it dodges out of your way.
Oh, fucker.
And it goes,
Just like,
mocking your character. And it takes its spear, spins it around, and jabs you again with the spear. This time aiming once, as it actually tries to skewer your character. It misses you, though, as it tries to stab you. But with 3 advantage, it knocks you prone. And it is now towering above you, Seth.
I'm close, right?
Yes. Player character slot.
Can I shoot it?
You can shoot it, yes. Because Seth is on the ground and it is standing over it. You don't have to upgrade and accidentally hit Seth.
Great. I'm going to try and shoot it.
Go for it.
having a dick
Ooh,
shot.
you kill it instantly with the triumph. And the thing just
Oh, God.
drops dead, landing right next to
Just
Seth.
dead?
Instant death.
Fuck yeah.
Dope.
All right.
It didn't feel very fucking instant.
But the octopus is still there, though.
Oh,
Fuck.
for tentacles' sake.
And you sure they don't taste good?
There's only one way to find out.
Do they count as people?
No.
Then I'm not going to test it out.
All right.
Well, I don't want to stay here long enough to do much of anything.
So you
except
guys can
take
let
these
the
3
octopus
bodies.
just go, because it is right now in a retreat. Or you could try to take it out and eat it later, or just grab your Menahun and leave.
I think my I would grab the Menahoon and leave.
All right. Well, Littlewood, I need an athletics check from you to climb
Okay.
down from the branch you're up on in the trees.
Okay. Athletics check time.
Oh, poor little guy.
Oh, do I click check or do I roll?
Just click on the dice roll next to it. The
Groovy
symbol.
dice roll.
All right, and yeah, you managed to just climb out of the tree, no problem. And yeah, you guys
Lovely.
can take the Menahoon and just start loading the bodies of the sentient species of the Menahoon into your vehicle.
Okay.
How are you doing with this, Throck? What's your opinion as you're watching them do this?
Well, I tried to grab a thing and it did nothing, so I'm going to continue to watch them load the.
No, I'm talking about Throck, because Throck is the Force user that can take conflict for watching them
Hey,
round
hey,
up dead bodies.
Throck, would you like to,
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not terribly upset about this. They tried to kill us, and we succeeded in defending ourselves.
I'll justify
And-
that, so no conflict. And yeah,
No
you guys load the bodies up into the speeder, and they're definitely stinky. And you guys can attempt to pilot home. So give me a piloting planetary check as you are trying to raise out of the branches and get out of the forest itself.
That would be me, right?
Correct. All right, and yeah, with those amount of successes, you just fly right out of the canopy and just are headed back to the city itself. And
Sweet.
no real issues. You managed to fly into the city and right up to the, where the person that was hired you for this job. And you start bringing in the bodies into the location. And he's sitting there, he's leaning back with his drink in his cybernetic hand. And this human thug kind of looks at your character and is like, "You're back. Well,
Yeah.
well. What do we have here? Menahoon, huh? You proven yourself. I may have some work for you here. I have need for you, actually. There is a little problem right now with some leaking fuel tanks, causing some poisonous chemicals to leak into the lake itself, threatening the fishing. Perhaps if you'll take care of that issue for me, then you'll prove your technical skills, at which point I know I can count on you for future jobs. What do you say?"
What's my guarantee that I get in this time? You said that last time.
"Oh, come on, dear. We're testing your abilities, little bird."
Do you know anything else about this? How I'm supposed to stop this?
"All I know is if you check down with the Ugnaught Guild, they may have a little bit of insight on how to handle this liquid chemical issue."
Okay.
I think we should do it.
I didn't ask you.
I know.
Trouble in paradise, you two.
Oh, they're always at it. It's just
I don't think there was ever paradise, to be honest.
fair.
I mean, it's not really a
From my
paradise.
humble observation.
More like a handful of dice, isn't it?
So,
Oh,
Rathka, are you going to introduce me here to your friends? "My name is Brock," he says to you.
Yeah, these guys helped me with the savages. These are some good skilled people you might need one day. This here is Seth.
Oh,
Pleased to meet you, my dear. I've seen you around. A bit of a ominous force, I hear. We could use your skills, I'm sure.
absolutely.
I have this guy. I'm not really sure what his name is, but he has like a danger flashlight of some kind.
He kind of just looks at you. "Aren't you the hermit that often goes up to the temple?"
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, I am. I try to keep my activities, to myself, being that I am a hermit. So nice to know you're watching me that closely.
I don't know what really good we have with an old man.
Eh,
Yeah, I haven't figured out that either yet.
Man, join a
But
club.
over here we have Littlewood.
Yes.
Ah,
He's tiny
Littlewood.
but quite helpful.
You're the
actually.
exterminator, aren't you?
Yes. Some have called me I prefer pest control.
Well, I've got a little bit of a problem. The reason there's a leak in the first place is some of the razorfish are actually chewing through some of the cables down there. While you're down there, make sure you clean out the infestation.
Okay, gang. I'm going to clean out his infestation. I'll for sure do that.
And what is this? Some kind of a service animal?
Maybe you could tell
What?
us. We've been trying to figure that out.
I'm an
Shit.
Ewok.
What's
I
an
think
Ewok?
it's something known as
A
a teddy
dog.
rup.
I'm a dog. I'm a furry.
So it is a service animal. That's what I figured.
dog.
We have a service Ewok with us. I didn't know this.
And you guys are the brightest of your species. This is great. This is great. Are you hunting the things we need? Stuff.
Very good. Deal with this leak issue and the infestation that caused it, and then we'll
Okay.
actually talk about you joining the ranks. And if you do well, I'll make a good recommendation to my superior.
I'm going to go downstairs and have a look at these. What did you call them? What kind of fish?
Razorfish.
Razorfishes.
Razorfish. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the razorfish.
So if you want to give me a
Alright, so
genealogy
taking
check,
it-
Littlewood, I could tell you more about the razorfish.
I would like to do that very much so. I rolled right now.
With a triumph and success and 2 advantage,
Excellent.
you know the razorfish are really small fish with circular mouths that act like suctions cups, and they have these razor teeth that can almost like drill into things. And these things start the size of a sardine, but can grow if unchecked to the size of an SUV.
Oh, great.
They're growers, not showers.
And they are definitely a
Okay.
hostile species that does frequently, when small, inhabit the lower levels of Barton's Landing and are often having to be eliminated before they can grow so big that they actually cause structural issues.
Okay.
So you can assume if this caused a leak and structural issues, they're probably good-sized razorfish.
Yes. Well,
So are we taking the assignment? Yes, yes.
yes, we're taking the assignment.
Very good. So
I guess it's just you and me making the decisions, Rafka. So much for democracy, but I wanted everyone to have a say. It's just you and I. Yes, we're taking the assignment.
I just want to work for the heads. I don't really care. just wanna
I
do the job.
voted in favor of it earlier. You might remember.
I'm just itching myself like a service dog.
This one just follows me around now, so.
Can
I,
Ewok lick its own butt?
So yeah, so that's where we're gonna end it for the night, guys. Just
Ooh,
basically showing that
cliffhanger.
you guys got your next mission, and you're kind of moving to the next step of the jobs. Your characters for defeating the Menahoons are each gonna go ahead and get 20 experience points.
Oh,
And
good.
remember, experience points are like a currency you can use to raise your abilities, and we can kind of go through that together once we are off the live stream. Furthermore, your characters can get a what am I trying to say? Your characters can note that you have, earned Brock's respect so far in attacking the Menahoons. Okay. And for anyone tuning in, thanks for joining us. This is Edge of the Empire, a Star Wars role-playing game written by Fantasy Flight Games and soon going to be produced by Edge Entertainment. It is a fun game, the Star Wars Role-Playing Game. I encourage anyone to try it out. Star Wars Legends of the Galaxy is a worldwide organized play that our cast here from Nerds Cradle and Characters Cafe are enjoying. Everyone go ahead and say hi, bye, or any last things other than Tabitha falling over. You guys can each get one last word in before we cut out.
Sorry.
Only mostly dead. Lady Bedivere, mostly
Live long
dead.
and prosper.
Hooray for me, dead.
I don't have a clever one-liner, so bye.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.